In a town known as Ponyville, there lived a sweet earth pony called Pinkie Pie. She seemed to be nice in appearance and character, but inside she was secretly a mass murderer who cut up other ponies and baked them into cupcakes. I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of characters went missing in the TV show. For example, do you remember Gilda the Griffin? Do you remember that she came to have a party? Did you notice that when she left, you never got to see her again in the series? The reason why is because she flew away before she got captured by Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie still has her skull in her basement. Who knows when she will streak next? Later that night, there was once a 13-year-old boy who is now a cold-blooded psychopath. Jeff the Kyler had emerged from the trees of the night. He noticed the town ahead and stopped looking confused. Jeff recognized the town in an instant. Was he dreaming or hallucinating? Because what he saw before his eyes could see the town known as Ponyville, for My Little Pony was right in front of him. Thought for a moment he got here somehow by magic. He didn't care if he was getting the feeling again, so he thought he would wait for one of the ponies to come out light until they can't see it. He waited for some time until one pony started walking in his direction. She was orange. With a yellow mane, Jeff soon came to notice that this was Applejack from the series. She was heading towards him. Jeff looked behind him and saw there were a load of apple trees behind him. Jeff got up, and when she was about 4 meters, she stopped because she could see Jeff's white hoodie. She stepped back.
Don't be afraid. I just want to help you go to sleep,
Jeff said. Then he walked slowly towards her until Applejack could make out his face. She screamed, and the other ponies heard her. Jeff jumped onto her and held her to the ground. Shh, just got to slip. Jeff raised his knife and stabbed it where the heart was. Applejack passed away. The other ponies started to panic. Pinkie Pie stepped forward.
I'll just see why she is screaming.
Pinkie Pie walked out into the darkness, and then she got jumped on. Pinkie Pie looked up and saw Jeff's face. She screamed as well and ran with Jeff on her back into the light. The other ponies saw the monster on Pinkie Pie's back, and they all ran and hid. Pinkie Pie rolled over, and Jeff fell on Pinkie Pie's back. Then Pinkie Pie grabbed a ladder and knocked Jeff unconscious. Jeff woke up in a dark room and found himself pinned down to a table.
Shot! I got caught!
Jeff looked around the room and saw Pinkie Pie.
Well, you don't just find from my new flavor of cupcake human flavor.
So the last episode was true on Creepypasta. You do burn your friends into cupcakes! Pinkie Pie nodded.
Yep, and you are my next flavor because you're the first human to come to this land.
Jeff got angry.
Human? I am not human!
Jeff tried to break the cuffs by pushing his arms against them. A loud groan came from the middle of the cuffs, and soon one of them snapped off. Jeff reached for the other one.
I don't think so,
yelled Pinkie Pie. She grabbed a meat cleaver and ran towards Jeff, sawing down with a grin on face. Jeff moved his head to side as Meat Cleaver just missed his ear. Jeff's foot got free and he kicked Pinkie Pie across the room. Jeff pulled at the cuff on his hand and with all his strength, and soon the cuff snapped off his hand. Pinkie Pie grabbed the handsaw and swung it at Jeff. Then she realized she missed completely and she shit the cuff on his other foot. The cuff broke off his foot. Jeff was free. Jeff pulled his knife out of his pocket.
Now you can feel what I feel all the time. Hey!
Jeff walked slowly towards Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie wasn't done yet. She grabbed him and smothered Jeff. She hit him in the side and broke his rib.
No one can kill me, not even there.
Jeff got up, grabbed Pinkie Pie, and threw her toward the stair. He grabbed her by hair and dragged her upstairs, down the hall and out the front door. He threw her out the front door, and she hit the ground with a thud. Pinkie looked all around, and she could see her friends watching. So you have been hiding what you've done all this time, and no one knew? Jeff yelled.
Admit what you did to all the visitors and Rainbow Dash. Tell them why ponies have disappeared.
Pinkie Pie ran towards Jeff. Bellowed Jeff was catching up fast, and soon he grabbed her by the tail and swung her towards a tree. He held her down as she looked up at him.
So you're going to learn everything,
she said, sobbing. Jeff stared down for what seemed like an eternity as the other ponies waged. Then Jeff finally spoke.
Shush. Just
go to sleep. He sliced his heart and choked. He choked to death indeed. Jeff stood up and looked up at the others.
I may be a killer, but he was worse. I don't know if you noticed, but Rainbow Dash is gone because of her.
The other ponies stared at him. The one used yellow with pink mane stepped forward.
How do we know if you're just lying so we can feel bad about her?
Jeff pointed his knife at Pinkie Pie's front door.
Go into her basement and tell me if I'm wrong.
They did as she said, and they saw the things she said, the skulls of her friends, and they were shocked. Oh, the cupcakes they were eating that Pinkie Pie made were of organs of their friends, and they found Rainbow Dash all sewed up in the corner, and they saw the dress made of cutie marks of their friends. Jeff put his knife in his pocket and walked away into the distance, never to be seen again.
Boom shot!